Are the New Orleans Saints for real? Like, the New Orleans Saints have just absolutely surprised me and probably surprised us all. These dudes are blowing dudes out by 20 and 30 points. They're hanging 40 burgers on everybody. Like, putting 40 on the Carolina Panthers is one thing, but putting 44 on the Dallas Cowboys is another thing. When you think about how good and how well coached Dallas is defensively. And last year, New Orleans offense was really lackluster. It was very vanilla. Derek Carr was throwing nothing but checkdowns to Alvin Kamara. Well, this new offensive coordinator that they hired named Clint Kubiak, listen, this dude is probably not going to be in New Orleans for too long. And a lot of Saints fans know that Dennis Allen isn't a good coach. But if you can hire a great offensive coordinator, if you're a defensive-minded coach, you know, you can have a lot of success. And Clint Kubiak, with how he has this offense humming, they've scored on what, like 15 straight possessions? We haven't seen the team do this since the early Rams teams when they called them like the best show on turf or something like that. And the New Orleans Saints, from a talent standpoint, they're really good. They got a really good group of wide receivers. Derek Carr is a pretty decent quarterback. I thought he was going to regress. Well, I was wrong about that. This Clint Kubiak dude is about to get as much juice as possible out of Derek Carr. And you can't tell me right now that Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara don't look like MVP candidates right now. Their offensive line is great. Their defense, oh my goodness, have you seen Chase Young? Like, I don't know if he's popping up on the stat sheet, but when you watch the Saints play, you definitely see Chase Young's presence being felt. Like, this dude is like a damn cyborg. This is probably the biggest that I've ever seen Chase Young. Like, this dude is playing the best football that I've ever seen him play. Like, this dude's running around looking like the Incredible Hulk out there. Like, I'm glad I'm not playing against the New Orleans Saints and I got to line up on the other side against Chase Young. That dude looks like the last person that you would ever want to get hit by. He's like Derrick Henry coming off the edge. I mean, holy crap. And we already knew that the Saints were going to have a good defense. Dennis Allen, to his credit, is one of the best defensive minds in the league. But if they can have a top 5 offense to go along with an elite defense, this is a scary team. And I'm not saying they're going to be a Super Bowl team because it is way too early into the season to say that. We've seen a lot of epic second season or second half season collapses. But New Orleans looks like the favorite to win the NFC South right now. Some of y'all may say Tampa, but they're playing elite football on both sides of the ball. Their offense is playing at a top 5 level. Their defense is playing out of this world. They got great schemes. They're well coached on that side of the ball. And as long as Clint Kubiak continues to dial up these bonds with Derek Carr, I'm talking about Derek Carr and these past 2 games in the first quarter, this dude is just slinging that thing downfield. I've never seen him take so many shots downfield with so much aggressiveness. When I think about, you know, what he's been for the majority of his career, I don't feel like Derek Carr has played this good since that back injury that he sustained with the Las Vegas Raiders nearly a decade ago when he had Jack Del Rio as his head coach and he was an MVP candidate that year. Like, this is the best play that I've seen out of Derek Carr in a very long time. I mean, this dude is really good right now with Clint Kubiak as his OC. And you know, this dude is probably only going to last for a year. And then Dennis Allen's going to have to find another good offensive coordinator. If not, he's going to get fired. But this reminds me a lot like what happened with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Everybody thought they weren't going to be that good. Todd Bowles was in over his head. He was going to get fired, but he made a great hire with Dave Canales. And it worked out because Tampa Bay ended up having a good season, winning the division, having a playoff win. And that's why I can see the Saints being a playoff team this year.